another Mx5 day today. It's mainly going to be me because there's just loads of bodywork and panel repair, fiberglass, and Kelsey's not doing anything exciting apparently. Also had some new parts turn up. We've got the welder and some shiny metal parts for Kelsey's exhaust. Currently we're on the front bumper. I've already made a start on it. I've started on it right there, but there's also a few more big chunks taken out. And I think there too, somewhere. Here. There's quite a few more rough bits on the bumper. We got it really cheap. It was split in half on the very bottom bit, which obviously I had to fix. Eventually, Kelsey wants a KBD kit, so we didn't really want to spend a whole lot on a brand new fiberglass kit. But after I'm done with this, we've got a big pile right over here full of parts that need fiberglass repair. We've got the rear bumper, then we've got 2 sets of side skirts, some front fenders. Anyway, let's get to fiberglassing. Before we start to work on the fiberglass, we first need to pour in the resin with the hardener and mix it all together. Then I've cut up some sheets of fiberglass into very small pieces and put them inside the crack to fill it. And then just brush the resin over the top in between each layer. Which when it dries, it'll be solid. I'm going to leave this to dry and then tape in the rest of these cracks so that I can fiberglass them all together, and then I can flip the bumper over and body filler and sand it all down. These bits are now fiberglass, just gonna wait for them to dry and then Dremel the excess off. After filling the bigger cracks with the fiberglass, it was time to go over them and some other imperfections with body filler. And while waiting for that to dry, my cousin Tom, who is currently on holiday here, all the way from Poland, is sanding the top half of the bumper. This is slowly starting to take shape, still a few more parts to filler, and then Tom's started sanding the top of it, and now he's sanding this. I'm working on reshaping these front arches. Again, we got these really cheap quite a while back. These were in such a bad shape. I wish I had before videos or before pictures, but as you can see, they've not been treated very well and really needed some TLC, but they are absolutely beautiful. I'm so obsessed with these front arches. And Kelsey ran them on the V1 of the car, so we're hoping to use them again. That's it on bodywork from me. Now over to Kelsey.
So in the previous video you guys saw the TPS sensor I had bought was dodgy, so I decided to buy a brand new one. Could get this one off Amazon, so this is me fitting it. After fitting the new TPS sensor, we had to then calibrate it to the ECU. So in the ME software we have to go into calibration settings for the TPS.
You go to ECU, throttle calibration,
and then make sure the throttle is closed, so that is the accelerator pedal all the way off the floor. Then you press next to calibrate the throttle all the way open by putting your foot on the accelerator pedal all the way down.
Open the throttle. Why does it think it's a humps? Is it plugged in properly?
it might need a wiggle. Try to go and check whilst I'm sat down and I'll tell you whether it goes off.
And then once it's read that, then it's all done. But unfortunately we were getting some issues with that.
What the hell, man? What the hell? So Josh has just done a bit of research because we weren't getting any reading on the TPS, and apparently you've got to switch the outside two wires on the connector to make it work, and apparently that'll fix it. I've got to take the ECU out, check whether the jumpers are set right, because apparently there's a second jumper to the TPS. Why they made it like that, I'm not sure. So I need to check that that's set to the right thing. If it's set to the wrong thing, change it. Hopefully that fixes our TPS issue. If it's set to the right thing, cry. Then figure out the TPS issue. And then I've got some new bits for the hydro. We got banjo bolts. And apparently they're two different fittings, which is strange. That's one set of them. And then the other set is here, which is the other size fitting. And then I've got some BMX grips. I've just got some, long necks. So one of these can go on the hydro. Yeah, and they should look pretty cool and should feel quite nice. Hopefully they go over the bar. If not, I'll get a different bar that fits over the hydro. And then the last thing, which I haven't opened yet, regulator for a smaller gas bottle. And then we can go, this is an adapter from the smaller gas bottle fitting. So this should work with this somehow, I'll figure that out. And then that should go into my welder. Okay, so I think I've figured out the issue with the TPS. I had a read up and it said that there's two jumpers on the ECU, one for linear TPS and one for, it's called VTPS2 or J2 or something like that. I've just had a look at my ECU and my ECU's got the jumper on the linear side, which we knew about because we changed it, but on the TPS2 there is no jumper. You've got to fit the jumper. So you can see the jumper underneath the purple cable is set to linear, and then there's another jumper which is just behind here. Not sure if you can see that, but it should be set to TPS2. Well, it should be a jumper on there, but there isn't. I might be able to take the one out of the AC one and swap it over to the VTPS, because I've just read up and it says you only need to fit a jumper to those three on the AC if you run in AC. Luckily, I've stripped out the AC of my car because I don't like being cold. So we won't need that on it. I assume that the previous owner, because I bought a second-hand ME, which you should never do, the previous owner must have ran AC in his car, but I'm not running AC, so therefore I can take that jumper off and I can switch it over to the VTPS. I have switched over from the AC fan to the VTPS one, number 2. I'm now going to set up the laptop and see whether it'll calibrate. So what I've got to do is click here to connect it to the ECU. So now I'm connected to the ECU. I don't know much about this ECU, but we'll move. I've then got to go to ECU, throttle calibration. Can you do me a favour? Go in there and press the throttle. Close the throttle and press next. So you've got it closed, yeah?
Like closes all the way?
Like all the way off.
All the way off, yeah.
Yeah. Open the throttle fully. Ready to calibrate TPS HRT table. Finish to calibrate and saves. Take your foot all the way off. Yes! Yes! We're not getting full 5 volts. I don't really know why, but I don't think it needs full 5 volts. But Veronica's currently all the way off, and as you can see, it's all the way off. And then if you go all the way on, yes! Yes! It works!
Let's go! Yes! Yes, 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 yes! We don't need no Josh.
I've sent a video to Josh and he didn't reply because he's out on the piss. But when he gets home later, he'll be happy about that. Because that has been the cause of our depression for the past 3 weeks. Every time Josh has come on, we've not known how to do it. And I thought, today I'm coming, I'm smashing it, because that's the one thing Oh yeah. So to start off with, everything's turned up for the exhaust. So we've got some 2.5-inch pipe. We've got a bat box and got a welder. I see what you mean. It throws you everywhere. Start slow.
We started the exhaust by cutting what will end up being the tip first. So we decided to use both ends of the pipe, as from the factory, these will come with a very straight edge.
Wants to fly everywhere. What's up?
Yeah, just looking on how straight that is, you know.
I can't do this, mate.
I can't wait for the penetration shot. It's going to be so hot. Yeah, that's nice and deep. You shouldn't be able to slip out that now. And then we pretend that you did the whole thing.
Yeah.
You hear that, boy? Just have this as your sturdy point and you'll be fine. Go.
I'll stop because I know it's just going to go.
Well,
Is it not straight? No, it's not straight, is it?
I've seen men look more straight while sucking cock. You've won one thing. You're the first person I've ever seen completely blunt and set a blade almost alight in one cut. And officially the world's straightest cut.
So that's cut now. World's worst cut by me. World's best cut by Josh. So you can see the difference. I've never used one of these saws, just to put it out there. So we've got the rest of the bar to make the rest of the exhaust out of. And we've got some 90-degree angles as well. So we've got 3 of these.
F***ing awesome.
Oh yeah.
That's pure.
That's sick. Hell yeah. Two axles done.
Do I need to go more up like that?
Yeah.
The midsection that comes from Malian tilts upwards, so Josh is now putting a little cut in the pipe where we fitted the V-band so that he can tilt it down or upwards, so then it sits flat along the underneath of the cap.
That's terrible.
So we had to make really, really small adjustments so that we could get it kind of curved underneath the diff. So it didn't sit too low, but then didn't hit the diff.
We were welding up this bar under here. That's the midsection bit. So we put a V-band at the end of that. And then we have another straight bit of exhaust that's leading right to the back. And then from the back, see it here, we're going to have a 90-degree coming off this into a back box, and then a 90-degree off with some blast pipes on the back.
Josh wanted to see what the exhaust would sound like with the back box on, so we connected it together using a microfiber towel, and then we tried to start it.
Right, okay, go on. What?
Yeah.
Give it a bit of a rev.
Not like that. What? I rev it dies.
Okay.
Sounded pretty nice, that, to be fair.
Yep.
Wasn't too loud, wasn't too quiet. It's quite a nice rumble.
Josh is now cutting the 90-degree bend, so then he's able to slot it over the connector that is on the back box, and then be able to weld that in from the straight section that we made just before this.
So we just finished off welding the 90-degree angle on. It's a bit ugly, but it'll do the job. And now we're getting the exhaust hanger bar ready, so then we can start making some exhaust hangers.
So after making the exhaust hangers, we have to make, again, tiny adjustments every so often just to kind of lift the back box up at the back so it can be as high as we can, but also not interfering with the diff, as I said before. All that's left on the exhaust now is to make the blast pipes, which is going to be a pain in the arse.
I'm now going to try and have a look at the hydro and how we're going to mount that. I did have it in bits, the hydro, but I've put it back together just so I can get a good placement for the hydro. I'm then going to somehow mark out where it's going to live, and then I'm going to take it back to bits, and then I'm going to mount the frame that the hydro sits on. So from the looks of it, so I can bolt this base plate straight into the tunnel and cut this off because I don't need it. Just have to make sure it doesn't hit the steering wheel, especially if I go bigger with the steering wheel. Just kind of realised that we needed the new seats in before we could start mounting the hydro, as the seats might get in the way of where the hydro sits. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to order the new seats, and I've got new harnesses at home as well. So next time I come down, well, hopefully next time, maybe another time, we'll fit the new seats, harnesses, the hydro, and we'll bleed the brakes, and we'll do it all in one day. So then all that'll be done, and then the list will get shorter and shorter until we're done.
Thanks for watching.